I want to start our program by thanking our sponsors today, and they include Scheels, Wings Financial Credit Union, and Xcel Energy. Let's give them a round of applause. I also want to thank our annual sponsors and the investment packages they have put together to help support the Chamber for 2022. They include our Pinnacle investor, Starkey, our premier investor, First Western Bank and Trust, our economic investors, C.H. Robinson and Scheels, our gold investor level sponsors, Boulevard Wealth Management and Hilton Garden Inn. Thank you for your support as well. I want to take a moment just recognize some of our board of directors for the Chamber that were able to join us today and have them either stand or give away from their seat. Nick Rarich, First Western Bank. Rick Getschow, City of Eden Prairie. Jason Heinz, who's our 2022 chair of the board from Scheels. Nancy Litwin, Eden Prairie Center. Maria Mancella Diaz, who's with Image Express and also does work with Southwest Transit. Troy Knorr, Boulevard Wealth Management. And Josh Swanson, our superintendent from Eden Prairie Schools. Also, I want to recognize the Chamber's Relationship and Events Manager, Kirsten Barrett. I know she's in the back taking photos. Kirsten's been with us about 5 months or so now and has made a huge impact. If you have not had a chance to meet her, please grab one of her cards or say hi at the end and conclusion of our program today. At this time, I'd like to jump into the program and discuss some of the things focused on with our businesses in the Chamber. Our mission and vision, I won't read these verbatim, but these are kind of the guiding lights for the work and the initiatives and the areas of focus for our organization. For a Chamber overview, we have just over 300 businesses that are Chamber members. They represent 34,000 area employees. We have some 85 dedicated volunteers that help us work on big events, public policy issues, making connections in our community, welcoming new members and businesses, and many other activities that the Chamber puts on. And the Chamber continues to provide business resources, growth opportunities, programming, networking, the voice of business on a number of issues, and we'll cover that later. And then one item that is unique to Chambers of Commerce is Certificate of Origin documentation, and this is mainly focused with manufacturers shipping products overseas and our need to certify those and stamp those documents for them. In terms of notable programs, one key thing that we always like to do is highlight businesses and then also look for different ways to partner with other organizations. So this past summer, we didn't know it would be the last time we would have Rick Spielman present at a Chamber program, but the Vikings, of course, have had a long history in Eden Prairie. I know Rick is a huge fan. I know you're not, Rick. I'd like to give you a hard time, even though your Packers usually do better than the Vikings. But the Vikings have had a long history here, and we were fortunate enough to put together a program and go out to their newer facility. Maybe some of you have seen it before, but many that participated in that program had never seen the new Viking facility, let alone kind of a behind-the-scenes opportunity to hear from Rick Spielman and others within the organization. We also clearly tie into a number of public policy opportunities. So you'll see this past year we did a number of programs with Congressman Phillips. We did our state legislative recap program with our state elected officials and other opportunities that were put on throughout the year. In terms of 2021, just some key things that we continue to focus on that carry over into 2022. Obviously, highlighting new businesses that are coming to our community. Local economy is a huge deal for us. And obviously, COVID-19, as much as we had thought would be maybe something closer to being in the rearview mirror, continues to impact our businesses. Throughout the pandemic, we have really worked on different ways to help our businesses. We know that the restrictions that were placed on them had a heavy impact throughout last year. And then we also know there's some things that are coming up that are possible disruptors as well. Hiring is a huge issue, and I'll talk about some of the things the Chamber is doing and continues to do on behalf of our businesses. We know restaurants and retailers struggle to hire people, and this has restricted their hours simply from not being able to have staff. We also know supply chain and inflation has played a key impact on our businesses as well. And then the one item that we want to make sure we keep an eye on is the unemployment fund. That is, as you can guess, through the pandemic, that fund is in the negative. And I've talked with, I know Senator Swedzinski's here today joining us. Senator and I have talked about this a couple different times. If the state of Minnesota does not replenish this fund, there will be a tax increase on our businesses to offset this. That increase will probably be in the range of 14-15%. It would automatically take place in April. We are very encouraged that Governor Walz's proposed budget does use existing funds to replenish that, but it's an item that I highlight today because we are on the clock for an automatic tax increase on business, and we will continue to work with our elected officials on this issue. Helping our businesses. So one of the key things that we really wanted to do was shift gears and tell our members stories. And our members are very resilient. We know that our businesses will come up with creative ways to be successful. I know the city has helped in some of that throughout the pandemic. I know Tavern 4 and 5 utilized their parking lot for seating. Of course, it wasn't in the middle of January, but during summer months it worked, and it was an opportunity for them to adapt and still provide not only service to their customers, but jobs for the people that work there. And we also know that, like I said, the city can help partner in working with our businesses. We also know that we have placed an emphasis on promoting these businesses. We've captured a lot of their stories, both with video and photos. We've uploaded a number of those videos to our YouTube channel. As we continue to do more and more promotional things, those stories continue to gain more and more traction amongst people online. We also are fortunate enough that we have a strong partnership with Eden Prairie Lifestyle magazine, and they have utilized connections through the Chamber to highlight some of our local businesses as well. In fact, cover story of their latest publication is one of our newest businesses to Eden Prairie High Five Sports Zone at Eden Prairie Center. So it's great connections like that and working with partners to help our members gain traction and gain recognition and support and promotions within our community that we're very proud of. In terms of advocacy, one of the key items we say is grow the influence of our businesses throughout the community and be proactive in that area. As many of you know, we've had a number of programs with elected officials. We worked with Congressman Phillips on his efforts to help our businesses with dollars and other resources through Congress throughout the pandemic. We also told the story of the impact of the restrictions that the Walz administration's shutdowns and other things that they did in terms of trying to keep people safe, what that impact was on our businesses. We had dozens of meetings with officials from the Walz administration to discuss this, letters and sharing our businesses' stories. And ultimately, we're successful in having the governor produce the plan to get our businesses fully open last year. We are partners in the Minnesota Chambers Federation group. This is about 50 chambers throughout the state of Minnesota that advocate on key issues each year at the legislature. As you can see, number one is to replenish the unemployment trust fund using current funds this year. We also would like the state of Minnesota to provide some tax relief. Minnesota is the third highest corporate income tax state and has the fifth highest personal income tax rate. As you probably are well aware, Minnesota has over $7 billion in the reserve fund now and have the opportunity to impact our businesses in a positive way so we can keep our economy moving forward. We also would like to see employer-friendly workforce strategies. This includes kind of a do no harm in terms of placing more regulations and taxes on our businesses. Facilitate innovation and productivity. We're excited that there's grant dollars being talked about to help our businesses. And then streamline inefficient regulations that slow down the processes for businesses in Minnesota. As we continue to talk about prospering and the future of Eden Prairie in our marketplace, one of the key items that we like to talk about is success of our businesses. We've highlighted a few of those already, but from the chamber perspective, we have some key people that have just done great jobs over the years. I know David Anderson Business Law is here today. David is one of those key members for us because he typically has a conversation with me every year about how did the chamber do for him. He continues to tell me that we are the number 1, 2, or 3 lead generator for him to get new business. And as he shared with us, last year was a great year, and David capitalized on that by hosting one of our power hours for us and promoting his business and bringing our business people together. We're excited to share stories like Matt Rosine. If you don't know Matt, he started a cookie business out of his home. It's now called Sergeant Shortbread. He joined our organization like when he first started, and over the course of about a year and a half's time, he has told his story over and over, made great connections with us, has been featured in Prairie Lifestyle magazine and others. His business now has expanded. He is now utilizing a commercial kitchen to help meet the needs of his growing business, and has actually gotten into some retail establishments as well. In terms of helping our businesses find great employees, I know Troy Knorr is here from Boulevard Wealth Management. Troy capitalized on our efforts connecting businesses with high school kids. He was able to mentor and show a job shadow and eventually intern one of those students who now is one of his key employees. So it's stories like that that we love hearing of how our businesses continue to be successful. The next piece ties into that a little bit too, and that is, as Kirsten always hears me in the office, we need to always be focused on telling our members' stories. And Eden Prairie has some great stories to share. Many of you probably saw that Winnebago moved their corporate headquarters here and officially recognized that a few months ago. Bo Diddley's opened their restaurant in Eden Prairie. This is the first restaurant of Bo Diddley's group that is in the metro area, based right here in Eden Prairie. Starkey, if you follow some of our announcements and our member businesses, continues to receive awards and recognition for their innovation and technology in helping people here. C.H. Robinson, one of our long-term businesses here in our Fortune 500 headquartered business in Eden Prairie, announced and launched a new product line. And then I'm not going to steal too much from you, Rick, but there's rumor out there of Amazon Fresh and Chick-fil-A coming to Eden Prairie, so I know Rick will touch on that. And then probably an exciting thing when it comes to events and people getting together to have fun and celebrate. Wings of the North, a nonprofit here who does a major event in Eden Prairie that brings people to our great community, had record attendance at their Air Expo this past year. So kudos to them and the large number of volunteers that they utilized to make that event such a huge success. In terms of what to expect in 2022, we have some great new programs, and I'll just highlight these quickly as well as jump into my final slide and then get Josh up here to talk more about the schools. But major events coming up, the Home Landscape and Garden Expo. We are back at Grace Church, and that event is March 12th. We typically have 100 businesses that exhibit at that, and about 1,000 to 1,500 local residents turn out. We have a new program that we're very excited about that'll be on Saturday, May 21st. It is the Entrepreneurs Challenge. It'll be hosted at Eden Prairie Center. This is a Shark Tank-like event. The Chamber will be putting forth some dollars to the prize, so we'll have a cash prize for the winner of this. And then we have a number of businesses that are offering prize packages. Our estimate is at the end of the day, this prize package to the winner will be probably worth well over $50,000 to the winner. And I know Nancy and her team at Eden Prairie Center is looking at ways to give them space, the winner space at the mall, to showcase their business. So that's going to be a fantastic event. We also are going to have some fun in the summer. I know we usually take July a little bit more off in terms of programs, but this year we're doing things different. We're adding a clay pigeon shoot down at Prior Lake Horse and Hunt Club. I know people we've already talked about are very excited about this. I know Scheels is already in as one of our sponsors for that, so that'll be a fun event coming up. And then our annual golf tournament is set for June 27th at Bent Creek. This usually draws 120 to 130 golfers, sold out sponsorships, and all those great things. So if you're interested in being a part of that, please let us know. And then another new event is going to be our community night with the St. Paul Saints on May 25th. More details and exciting news on that will be coming shortly. And then finally, our big event, Twin Cities Young Professionals Summit, usually draws between 150 and 200 young professionals. We are hoping this will be in person again this year. Last year we did it virtually and broadcasted from Starkey's studios and auditorium. And that is a major event, and we're excited about the partners that are already joining in with us on that, including Best Buy, Hamlin, and others. So what to expect when it comes to workforce? Probably one of the top issues related for our business community. The Chamber has a free website, a free job board on our website that a number of you have capitalized on. If you have jobs and want to post those, you can log in and post them. If you have any issues logging in and doing that, you can contact Kirsten and I, and we will get those jobs posted for you. Again, this is a free service for our members. The Future Leaders Student Member Program is another opportunity that we have utilized to help our businesses connect with some amazing students. We've seen internships and other business projects that they've been able to do and help our businesses who are maybe short-staffed and need some additional hands on deck to get work done. Job fair, our annual student job fair is coming up next month, a few weeks away, February 15th at the high school. If you are looking to hire high school kids now or for the summer, this is the event to attend. We typically have well over 1,000 of the high school kids come through and talk to our businesses that are participating and learn more about job opportunities here in our community. Our Career Expo is a similar but different event. It's held in October. It is focused on helping our students understand the careers and future job opportunities that are available in Eden Prairie. And then some other key ways we've been successful and will continue to offer these for our businesses is helping identify internships, job shadows, and other opportunities to connect our businesses directly with the students in our school district. And that is kind of my transition. I know as we go through our presentations today, we're going to have hopefully a little bit of time for questions at the end. But at this point, I want to bring up Josh Swanson, our school superintendent, tell us all about the great things at Eden Prairie Schools. Josh?